Whenever we hear the culture difference, we tend to think it's about the different language, different clothes we wear, or the different food we enjoy. But has any one of you wondered, is that really all about the culture difference? My name is Ronald M. Kim, your Culture Bridge Connector, and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to talk about monochronic culture and polychronic culture. Let's get started. Okay, then let's start with monochronic cultures. Number one, we have to remember in monochronic cultures is punctuality and single focus, which means doing one thing at a time is the normal practice. Because time is linear in monochronic culture. So people take deadlines and time schedules seriously. That automatically leads the people in monochronic cultures are more inclined to end the meeting on time and start the next task on time. That is definitely based on task-oriented culture in general. Representative examples of monochronic cultures are definitely Western Europe, but except France, but I will get into that later, and North America, US and Canada. Maybe specifically in North America, Quebec, which is a French-speaking region. In Canada, maybe slightly different, but in general, US and Canada are considered as monochronic cultures. On the other hand, in polychronic cultures, flexibility and doing many things at the same time is rather a normal practice, which is completely opposite than in monochronic cultures. Because in polychronic cultures, time concept is spatial, not linear. So people take changes and interruptions as normal. Thus, the peoples in polychronic cultures are more accepting for a meeting to continue until everyone agrees to a conclusion, even if the meeting schedule is late. That's based on the relationship oriented rather than task oriented. So representative examples of polychronic cultures can be Asia, but except Japan and Singapore. I will get into that later. And Middle East, Africa, Southern Europe like Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Latin America like Brazil, Mexico, or Colombia. Let's quickly see the comparison bar between monochronic and polychronic. On the left side, monochronic, as you can see, one task per time. Task number 1, task number 2, then task number 3. Whereas on the right side, polychronic time management, task number 1, but at the same time, task number 2 or 3 may happen at the same time. The difference is obvious. Monochronic, once again, one task per time. Polychronic is a different story. The next, which is a scheduling difference between monochronic countries and polychronic countries. On the left side, you can see Germany, Swiss, Denmark, like Western Europe, definitely monochronic. US and Canada, North America, another example of monochronic culture. But look carefully in the middle, the blue circle, France. Although France is in the Western Europe, the scheduling scale is a lot closer to Southern Europe, like Italy, Spain, Portugal. So take France as an exception when it comes to Western Europe. On the right side, polychronic cultures: Ghana, Kenya, Africa, Saudi Arabia, Middle East, Colombia, Chile, Latin America, and Korea, China, Asia. But look carefully once again. The red circles: Japan, Singapore. Although Japan and Singapore are both Asian countries, both Japan and Singapore are considered as monochronic, especially Japan. Japan is indeed monochronic culture. Singapore, maybe not as monochronic as Japan in general, but still, I can say Singapore is definitely closer to monochronic. With a huge cultural difference when it comes to time management, possible cultural misunderstandings may happen if you do not understand well each other. Specifically, mono-managers would mistakenly understood the polyboss as not well organized, thinking work priorities changes all the time, or the polyboss do not strictly follow the timing schedule as planned based on the agenda. So mono-managers would think not well focused because the priorities changes all the time. At the same time, mono-manager would think polyboss is not that considerate when it comes to time management. Whereas polyboss would see mono-manager as rigid, thinking not everything works as planned. But mono-manager always try to follow the original plan according to agenda, even when modification is necessary. As mono-managers, work approach is task-oriented, polyboss would think, in fact mistakenly understood as shallow or unfriendly, thinking mono-managers are always focusing on work. Doesn't seem to be interested in building a relationship when working together. What can we try to minimize a misunderstanding or even conflict when people from various backgrounds work together in the same team? What we can try is frame a mutual agreement among group members. That is for all the team members to follow their own team culture instead of practicing the culture they got used to. By doing so, among team members, they can minimize the cultural misunderstanding or cultural conflict. But the more important thing is the manager's role. As a manager or a team leader, support what the group has already agreed. At the same time, do not forget to set time to recheck the agreement for any necessary updates, because culture changes all the time. Sometimes certain cultures changes within a matter of few months. So do not forget to set the time to recheck the agreement, like twice per year, but if possible, 3 times per year or even 4 times per year. Alright, thank you for watching my video. If you would like to ask any question or provide me any feedback regarding the video, feel free to do so. If you want to follow up the next episode, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell as well. Until then, take care.